Welcome to the Vector Garden. In this tutorial, we're going to draw these traces that look like fireflies. Now, I'm sure there are methods to generate this using programming, but we're going to use Illustrator. I'm starting with a new file, and in order to get this to shine real bright, I'm going to use an RGB document. We need this to be a two-step process. So first of all, I'm going to prepare a brush for this. What we need this brush to give us are these lines. So I'm going to draw some parallel lines. The length of them depends on the length you want to have these strokes. I'm going to show you an example. So here we've got some rather long traces and we've got a short one. And you see I've used the same brush for that. So here the traces are pretty short and here they are longer. So you might want to create different brushes that have different lengths of these lines here. So these are rather suitable for long strokes that you draw. Just going to create some more here and then that's it. So I'm going to select these, and it's important that they have just a stroke, no fill, and the stroke is not to be expanded. We're just going to open the brushes panel and take this and drag it inside of and create an art brush. And here I'm going to set the method to tints, although it doesn't matter. So the method tints is important if you start on a black canvas. So I'm going to have a black rectangle in the back, but in Illustrator 2026 you can have a background color for the artboard itself, which you can also use. Let's just look this rectangle, and having that brush set up with the colorization method allows me now to see it. So this of course is black, but I can apply a stroke color to that, and then I can actually see those lines. Now here they are, and now we can draw them. But first of all, I'm going to add some width to that, which gets it more dynamic. And now it's important in the appearance panel that you turn off this. Now here it's turned off, and you see we can now just paint on and we can just create these lines. Also, that pencil tool is set up like this. It's set to smooth, but if they aren't smooth enough, you can always go to Object, Path, Smooth, and smooth them even more and get nicer curves. So now we're going to draw all these curves, and of course we can move these around and create this. So I'm going to edit this here, so because I want to have it in a different direction like that. And now we're going to draw some more in here and make this just a pretty dynamic looking artwork. But of course, this is just the first step. We cannot apply a gradient to that. And of course, the lines all need gradients applied to them. So first of all, we now need to expand that. So go to Object, Expand Appearance. And now we've got all of these. And the nice thing is, since we didn't expand the lines before creating the brush, all these lines are still live. So now you can open the gradient panel and just apply gradients to them. The easiest would be to just apply a black and white gradient to them, and let's just do something pretty dangerous, hide the edges so that we can see what we've got. And you see this is already pretty close, and what we still need to do is apply the gradients like this, and if they have the wrong direction, you can always change that as well. And now we are already getting pretty close. So what is still missing is set this to round it here. Of course, you can have a more dynamic looking artwork if you do not use just a black and white gradient, but make this colored. So we can start with white here and put some close color next to it and go through maybe some orange here and then into pink and then violet and then in here to a dark blue, and on top of that make it 0% to get this pretty dynamic line. And you see we've got this nice looking color result here. And of course you can again add some more of these lines using that brush like this. So just going in here, and currently there's a gradient applied, so that will not work. So let's make that red and then add some more to that in order to complete this drawing. So this is how you can use brushes as an intermediate step in order to create complex looking drawings pretty easily. And this is possible thanks to vector brushes in Illustrator staying vector. And of course, instead of gradients, you can apply all sorts of other stroke appearances.